Since the appointment of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, by Mr. President Bola Tinubu, he has given an order that no customs official should shoot or kill anybody at the nation's borders. Since the appointment of the Comptroller in charge of FOU Zone A, nobody has been killed by the unit. Investigations reveal that traditional rulers residing at the border areas always helped customs to fight smugglers at their domains.
It was as a result of intelligence we received that some unscrupulous elements are planning to smuggle some prohibited items into the country. Though some of these hoodlums were there trying to be funny, but because we always observe our rules of engagement, especially when it comes to confrontation with the border communities.
Based on credible intelligence, we got that some people are moving, they were trying to move thousands of bags of rice into the country, smuggling. So based on that credible intelligence provided by a source, I called my aides and we strategized, and I personally led the team. And here is the result. And that's what we have started with this. We are not relying on our efforts. We are going to see more by God's grace. The point is, they just have to stop. If they don't stop, we will not stop too until we bring them down on their knees.
The unit has arrested drugs worth billions of naira, and the drugs were officially handed over to NDLEA officials with the order from the Comptroller General himself. In spite of opposition by some members of the public, the unit has continued to wage war against all kinds of uncustoms goods from the border coming through illegal points without customs approval. Most of these seizures are signed at night with the help of other approval agencies at the border points. Recently, the Committee on Customs at the Federal House visited FOU in Lagos. The committee members speak on FOU seizures.
This is Federal Operation Unit of Nigeria Customs Service Zone A. We've gone around, we've seen the effort of the command headed by Controller Oladeji. And we have seen all these giant strides he has made, the seizures, and even if you see the way some of them were covered, you praise God. And then we want to use this medium also to encourage them not to relent in their effort, because these economic saboteurs are there trying to make sure they discourage their work. But with this commentation, we believe they will be able to do more. So these committee members also were just to make sure we see where they need help, that by way of legislation we can help, or by way of budget we can also support. Zone, their help is already on the way. They are being relocated to Peru in Ogun State. So if you see where we saw where officers are staying, and as such they need more accommodation, and it is our plan of this committee that by the time they relocate FOU from here is going to be converted for accommodation of several floors, so that men of officers of Nigeria Customs will have place to sit, because 70% of them are in Lagos, and accommodation is a challenge.
There are other factors that can make us to bring it back. Based on credible intelligence, if you discover that you smuggled your vehicle from a neighboring country, Benin, we will get you. When we bring your vehicle here, we shall give you 30 days. Even though we have evidence that you smuggle it from Cotonou, because we always follow them from the port. You know that you have your category that shows you cleared it in the port. But despite that, the provision of 2023 Act, which they magnanimously gave to Nigerians, that give them 30 days to come and present documents in respect of that concerning. So after 30 days, the law empowers us to take it to federal court for condemnation after seizure.
The unit has so far been arresting and seizing goods from smugglers. The Federal Operations Unit, Zone A, also handed over 1,599 arms and 2,298 live cartridges to government through the Comptroller General of Customs in Lagos.
Another major seizures recorded by Federal Operations Unit Zone A, based on credible intelligence, we gathered sometimes last week of semi-automatic shotgun, as you can see on display, that were concealed in a luxurious box at Aba with about 993 cartridges, the ammunition. Of course, we treated the intelligence for almost 4 days. They loaded other passengers into the bus. All of us knew how volatile that environment is. So we allowed it since we know the destination is Lagos. And our jurisdiction is southwest. We thought they would stop at Mowe, then they moved. And our operative used their professional ethics to allow them to get to their destination. As you can see, they are brand new, the deaf. Even the box was separate. And if you see the quantum of the ammunition, you see that it must have been brought in for organized crime, especially in this communities sheltered period. But this is enough to form a gang of criminals.
Ijebu-Ode or Express Road, they will disguise and conceal it. They will conceal it inside trucks. And if you don't have intelligence, you will think it's ordinary bus, commercial bus.
Paying for a better Nigeria, where citizens contribute to the fight against smuggling. It is pertinent to reiterate that our consistent engagement with stakeholders and critical partners comprising of officers from other services in line with the vision of Comptroller General of Customs, that Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, DSM, FNIPR, PSC DAGA, in line with the Comptroller General mission of collaboration with the Nigeria Police, the Department of State Security Services, members of the Association of Nigeria Customs License Agents, ANCLA, National Association of Government Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF, traditional rulers, and patriotic citizens for cooperating with the service.
We've restructured our operational strategy. We based our operation on intelligence gathering, and with the aid of high-tech, with our profiling of risk analysis, these three combined factors really aided us in achieving this. It's not a day job. Even as I'm talking to you, we are still gathering intelligence more. Some of these drugs were intercepted along the express on the way to the east, some to the north. Some were intercepted within Lagos because, you see, the mode of distribution of drugs has changed. We too, we are changing with them. They are no longer using big truck. You know, one of our press conferences we did in the past,
we showcase a truck load of India hemp. But now what they do is to use smaller buses to distribute, conceal it with general goods. But with the aid of intelligence, I think we always get them. And sometimes, if they know that we're almost getting them, the drivers or the owners will bolt away on sighting, on knowing that things are not going to work out. They have been caught. And it's in line of that that we're able to intercept, some, then with suspects. We have 4 suspects here, which they can let us know, though we have to protect them. That's the reason why we cannot expose them to you, so that it will not jeopardize our further investigation, especially by our sister agency who is taking over the case. From bush path, they smuggled it, and they were intercepted at Jebode or a road. We don't know where they are going. Our investigation is still ongoing, but we now try to marry it with the seizure of arms we got at One. Are they just bringing this so that their equipment will be fully complete? I don't know whether you understand. This is what our investigators are trying to unravel. Because why should you carry this quantum? Why should you smuggle that quantum of rifles in? They are up to something. This seizure is unique in the sense that this is a breach of security. Suspects were apprehended in connection with various offenses, including violating export and export guidelines, concealment, wrong classification, smuggling, and contravening policy directive. Dry donkey skin in a container of 1x40. And the pieces is an export product. It's an anti-smuggling effort on export goods. And we're able to get that quantity of 4,410 pieces. It means they have killed over 4,000 donkeys. And they were now attempted to smuggle them out of the country. So CITES, that's Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, which we are signatory to, has been violated. And we shall investigate thoroughly to unmask the unscrupulous individuals that are behind this act. The smugglers' desperation is being confronted with our resistance, causing us to seize their wares and arrest the suspects. On this, we shall remain unrelenting and uncompromising. Your effort will not go unnoticed. Please, work. It's not easy to see tramadol now. It's not easy. So if they offer bribe to somebody and say, I don't want, it will not be out of place to appreciate such persons. Second item she will bring, hardwood. She brought it. They were about to go out. And it's now up to 3 months on that seat. She brought it. It recorded milestones in its anti-smuggling operations. Some of these landmark achievements comprising 82 interceptions from the following items. They are as follows. Foreign parboiled rice, we recorded a seizure of 3,832 50-kilogram bags of rice. Total spirits of about 494 jerry cans
equivalent to 14,820 liters. Have a major seizures of drugs. We have 6 suspects. A total of 6 suspects were arrested in connection with all the seizures I've just mentioned.
The controller also handed over 6 drugs to NDLA official in Lagos.
We at NDLA, we do everything diligently to see if suspect is involved, we take it to the latter, and coincidentally, unfortunately, this time around, I think suspects are involved, so we don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to prosecution, seizure, destruction of public destruction of exhibit.
Relents on our horse, our resolved commitment to tame the activities of illegal trans-border trades and other crime remains sacrosanct. The unit will continue to dialogue, engage, sensitize, and educate the public on socio-economic implications of smuggling, as well as performing statutory functions of enforcing compliance in line with government fiscal policy.
This due-tight period, some unscrupulous elements will capitalize on it to continue their illegal trades of smuggling. And we at FOU Zone A, we are not relenting in policing our borders and the environment. And it's in the course of this that we got our credible intelligence that some unscrupulous elements were trying to bring in or smuggle in some foreign parboiled rice. We thank the entire management members under the leadership of my Controller General of Customs, Adewale Bashir Adeniyi, MFR, who has been giving us necessary support, even at odd time that I'm not supposed to call him, he will respond and give us the necessary directive that always assists us to achieve our objective.